Gentlemen, I would like now to introduce you to Vijay Thomas, who is the co-founder at FOHO, which is a blockchain-based fractional home ownership platform, which he started in 2019 in Goa. Vijay is also the founder and CEO of Tangentia, a leading digital transformation company. And I think they've done some acquisitions in the last few days, which Vijay will tell us all about it. And the Tangentia Ventures, which invests and manages a diverse portfolio of companies globally. Vijay himself is born and raised in Goa, India, but now he calls Toronto his home. So I would like to hand over the mic to, I think we have the people moved in. Yeah, so you can start your session. Are you going to be something?
Yeah, I have a little sharing, but I'll probably go through this quickly. So, yeah, thank you very much, Sarfraz, and even more congratulations for putting together this conference. Fantastic. I think as we were going along, we were really very happy to see somebody doing something right in the area, right in the the sweet spot of where we wanted to be. So blockchain in real estate. And this couldn't have been a better place, for us to participate. And good morning, anybody in North America. It's quite early for me as well. It's around 7:10 here in Toronto, Canada. Good evening and good afternoon to the people further east. I think this is fantastic. What we're going to do about is today talk about blockchain-based integrated global fractional real estate market. Is more than a mouthful, but if you look at it, I mean, it is where we see at FOHO, we truly believe this is where we're going to. We believe today the non-fractional real estate market is not blockchain based, is not integrated, it is not global, and it is not fractional. And in some places, it's really not even a market in the true market sense of having buyers and sellers working in a transparent fashion. So that is our view of where the world is going to. That is our view of how the real estate market of the world will evolve. So I put together a little presentation that I will run through. And we can possibly just go through that as we discuss. So a little bit about FOHO. People, Bitcoin.com, Crunch, Outlook, Mint, Hindustan Times, Analytics Insight, they called us the future of shared real estate. Now, why do they say so? Well, get to know quickly. What is the FOHO ecosystem? It is based off four entities. There are four parts of the FOHO ecosystem. One is FOHO House, which is a blockchain-based residential real estate marketplace. FOHO Club, a blockchain-based sharing economy of the future. Here is where there's actual usage. FOHO House is only ownership, fractional ownership. FOHO Work is fractional ownership, but of commercial real estate. And FOHO Coin is the lifeblood of the FOHO ecosystem, something that you would use within the FOHO ecosystem. The addressing the problems of today, investing in real estate is an expensive affair, due diligence. So there's a bunch of things that are difficult with real estate. So we will come to quickly market statistics. Some of you probably already know this. With real estate, we're talking about possibly one of the largest industries in the world. This is even bigger than the oil industry. Now some people will say that this number is smaller than they think so. 10.5 trillion, 9.6 trillion in 2019. And I will say, yes, you are right. This number is only of the managed real estate market. This is the managed real estate market where there is a property manager, and that market is 10.5 trillion, right? So the actual market, in our opinion, is somewhere between 60 to 70 trillion and maybe even more. And the 60 to 70 is the organized real estate market that actually is visible through marketplaces, through things like realtor.com, realtor.ca, those kind of things. But it's probably even bigger. So what are we trying to get at here? We're trying to go after a very large portion of the real estate market. We hope and we are very confident that at least 10% of this real estate market to start with will get fractionalized. And why do we think it's going to get fractionalized? Because real estate affordability has gone through the roof. If you're a young person today in any part of the world, if you're in Mumbai, if you're in New York, if you're in Toronto, Canada, if you're in the UK, I don't think you can actually even think of buying property at the prices that they are today. And property prices don't seem to be able to go down. So how does a young person invest in real estate? How does a young person get into the real estate market? The answer is fractional. And by doing fractional, they can have investments in asset class and that is now available to people. They don't have to invest in the whole property. And coming to now how this is going to play out on a global scale, we truly believe, and we're already talking to entities, globally in terms of how we can interconnect, right? I mean, I'll give you some of the more examples here of statistics. Here's the market sizes in Americas, EMEA, APAC. As we see, the Americas is the largest, but everybody else is picking up. And with fractional coming in, because a part of the fractional is managed real estate is a key part of fractional, because you do need proper management to have the fractional portion. This is a slide which I wanted to kind of quickly, so some of the alternatives, there are people out there, Realty, Acreage, Red Swan, a couple of different places that are available. Now with these ones, I will talk about how we'll just give you a little glimpse of some of the properties where we already have the FOHO house, and down the road is where we're looking at with things that and this is where the FOHO coin comes in. The FOHO coin, we just had an IEO a couple of weeks back. We listed on BitBNS, which is India's one of largest exchanges, and we've had a good ride there. We're waiting for all the utilities to come on tap, and by which time people will start using the coins, the FOHO coins, more so. So let's just stick to this interconnecting the world. So with interconnecting the world, what we are basically talking about here is as fractional marketplaces evolve, we will see more and more properties globally coming onto this platform. Now, once global properties, and I'll give you an example. In India, if we had a Lodha as a developer, or for want of a term, there is a new Trump Tower coming up. This could be very, very contentious, but I'm going to use that example. A new Trump Tower comes up in Manhattan. Donald Trump can decide 10% of the floors will go to fractional. So we take that fractional, we put that on FOHO, let's assume, or there could be possibly other fractional real estate platforms that this goes on to. Now, there could be an interconnect similar to if you're flying today from, let's say, Houston, Texas to Mumbai. From Houston, Texas, you fly United to Frankfurt, and from Frankfurt you fly Lufthansa. Now that could be either a United ticket or it could be a Lufthansa ticket, but it's transparent to you, the end user. So the way we view this is if the Trump Tower, the 10% of the Trump Tower in Manhattan gets listed if it's on FOHO, and if you're a user of FOHO, absolutely no problem. You can go and buy it right away. But let's say it gets listed on another fractional platform, and we see this evolving where even platforms like realtor.ca or realtor.com, multiple platforms could in the future embrace fractional. And the reason we can say this very confidently is because we know that blockchain is is being used. There are a lot of pilots being done by governments in looking at embracing blockchain for real estate. So let's come back to the example. So if you were on FOHO and this is on somebody else, there would be an interconnectivity between the fractional platform on which the 10% of the Trump Tower was listed on. You as a FOHO user would be able to buy this because the listing could be cross-listed on the FOHO platform. You could buy this from the comfort of your living room in Mumbai, and this could be interconnected. Very similar to how you buy a flight ticket today. You go to Expedia, and all the machines at the back turn to get all of that tickets done, and the ticket is issued by United and Lufthansa, and all in a fraction of a few seconds. So this is absolutely where the blockchain-based integrated global fractional real estate market of the future of what we think is going to be. So you could buy in different places, and obviously every exchange will take care of your eligibility, because if you are an Indian citizen, you might not be able to buy in some jurisdictions. If you're an American citizen, you might not be able to buy, for example, agricultural property in India. So the platform would take care of. In FOHO, we would take care of those kind of requirements. Those kind of compliance would be taken care of. But all of that is taken care of. It's very similar to if you were to buy an airline ticket. They definitely make sure you have your passport. They make sure that you've got to check off a couple of things and make sure that you're healthy or whatever. I don't know the exact details right now, but essentially that would be what we want to take care of. And what does this mean? If you're a developer, you now have access to capital from a global scale, right? You can now all you need to do is bring good properties that will not just appeal to people in your small geographical area or maybe the wider national geography, but now the world is your playground. You can take these properties, make them available, and if you're an investor, you can now invest in properties around the world. The stuff that only the rich and famous could do, anybody can do right now. And that is truly democratization on both sides. It is a two-sided marketplace that we are building at FOHO, and we think bringing more developers, bringing more investors on board. So we have a little announcement. We are going to go live sometime in October, but if you want a sneak preview, you can go check out a very, very beta site. It's called letsfoho.com. So letsfoho.com. And I don't know if there's any questions allowed here, but I think I'm kind of coming up for time. So I will end my session here. Sarfraz, is there anything else?
You still have 5 minutes. No problem.
I have 5 minutes. Okay, fantastic, excellent. So
5 minutes. Five minutes.
Thank you, Sarfraz. So I hope you guys got a flavor of the blockchain-based integrated global fractional real estate of the future. Now, I'll add a couple more flavors to this. We are already talking to a couple of exchanges now. Everybody's looking at this slightly differently. So this is a little bit like the Wild West, and this is why Sarfraz is doing a great job here. I think all of us are doing the future of the fractional blockchain-based real estate market a good job by attending these sessions. I think we've got to put our heads together, because there might be a way that some people are looking at this in the US. In the UK, they're looking at it differently. In Australia, they're looking at it differently. In India, they're looking at it differently. I think at some point we've all got to come together and have a standard format, because if we really want this to be a global marketplace, very similar to the airline business. If you buy an airline ticket in the US, it's not that it only works on US airlines. It works on every airline. If you buy a ticket in India, it works everywhere. So Sabre, a lot of these big softwares, they were able to bring everybody together. So we see a similar kind of evolution, but keeping with the fundamentals of blockchain. I think it'll be decentralized. So it means all of us have to get our heads together. It will not be a centralized exchange or centralized body that will decide the rules and disseminate it to everybody. So it'll have to be decentralized, and I think that is something that we're definitely looking to put together an organization. I think it's a great start that we've had with this conference, and Sarfraz, I think it's something to put together. Everybody that's interested, I think, should continue talking on this platform, or a different platform. But I think getting like-minded people around the world starting to think in the right direction, because we do need interconnectivity. We do need people to think, because we are the blockchain fractional real estate, and it could be just blockchain. Some of you are probably not interested in fractional. Some of you are interested in blockchain, fractional, not blockchain. But all of it does require, and especially want it to be global, it does require everybody to talk together. So I think that is one thing. And then as I said, if we got the usage, if we want to have the FOHO club concept now, which really means that Airbnb, things like people can get together and rent a property. One of the use cases there is, I live in Toronto. My daughter goes to university at McGill in Montreal, and I visit there quite often. And I wonder, rather than staying in an Airbnb in a hotel, can I, along with maybe a couple of other families that are in the same situation, rent a hotel, rent a home, or rent a good apartment, and then we share it on the blockchain. We create a club. Now, if you can do that is an even bigger marketplace. We're taking on Expedia, we're taking on Airbnb, we're taking on VRBO. So this is it talks to needing people to interconnect, and obviously there will be standards that will evolve. Obviously, standards are if those of you are technical here, like an XML standard, which has, these are the prerequisites that providers will swap with each other. Because if you're in a club in FOHO, what if you wanted to join another club somewhere else? If you want to share nights, so it evolves. There's a lot that can happen, and I think there's exciting times ahead. And I love to continue to chat. I will be available in the lounge there. And Sarfraz, I'm open for questions if you had anything to ask.
Sure. I think there is one or two questions we have come up. We'll just try to take them quickly. One is from Tad.
Sure.
Tad asked regarding, I think you gave an example about the Trump Tower. So he's saying, why only some of the floors? Why not the whole building?
Hey, absolutely, Tad, I'm with you. Now, but again, I have a little gray hair here. Okay, a little gray hair. So with the little gray hair comes a little bit of tempered optimism. Okay, when I say tempered optimism, I'm asking for 10%. Hey, I want 100%. I want 100%. Now, what you asked is a fantastic question, because what is a whole, and those of you in real estate, let's say we have one apartment in the Trump Tower. One apartment is, let's say, 10,000 fractions. Okay. Now, if somebody wants to buy the whole thing, hey, go buy 10,000 fractions. Buy all of them. you get the whole thing, right? So, or you can divide them so the same fractional marketplace can work. Okay, so Tad, absolutely. I just wanted to not shake people too much. I wanted to tell people, let's go at this, slowly. But if you ask me, absolutely, the whole building should go fractional. So I think we have another question here from Andy. Andy, definitely revolution sanction market. DLT definitely bring the world together. Absolutely, and I think everybody that's like-minded, we should get together after this. Please follow me on LinkedIn. Connect, and I like to see what is the right forum for us to get together and see how we can take this
Sure.
further.
Sure.
So yeah. So thank you, Sir Fred.
And
So thank you,
I was
Tad,
just mentioning to the audience. I was just mentioning to the audience that we still have 3 hours plus to go, and Vijay would be available. You can connect to him via the VIP lounge section or from the lobby section. Just look him up, Vijay Thomas, and you can click him and send your message and start the discussions. So Vijay, thank you so much for being part of us of this program. Thank you for sponsoring the event, which gives us the chance to get all the delegates to the free registration. So thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it, and we look forward to have you on the future programs. And as you said, we will keep this discussion going on. We plan to do this twice a year thing. So we'll have a 6 monthly, follow up on this. We try to bring in new topics. We try to bring in new speakers and see how the industry develops in the months and years to come. So we will do that. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you.
Absolutely. This is going to get bigger and bigger. You'll need more horsepower. You need to be able to
We'll do that. We'll do that.
I see the audience going to be in the thousands very soon.
We'll do that. Thank you so much.